What's up, Nerf Herders? Welcome to Take One Movie Reviews, where all reviews are done in one take. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is wrapping up 2015 and kicking off Phase 3 with Ant-Man. I've been really excited for this movie, A, because it's a Marvel movie, B, because this is going to be something very different for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the general plot here, Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas, he's been around the block, he's already been the Ant-Man, but he needs to pass the mantle down to somebody else. So he searches out Scott Lang to become the new Ant-Man to go pull off this big heist. And those are some of the things that I really liked about this movie and what got me really excited about it when it was first being promoted, because this is a different kind of a film for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a passing of the torch. It's not this big origin story, to learn about how this character became. The Pym particles are here. Hank Pym's been around. He's already been the Ant-Man. He's passing the mantle down, and I really like that because, origin stories, as fun as they are, it's nice to see something a little bit different. And this is a complete heist movie too. Something else very different for the cinematic universe for Marvel. Really liked how they did the heist in here. It was very believable. Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, just absolutely crushed it in this movie and loved his character to death in here. And another thing I really liked about this movie too is on such a small scale. It wasn't this big scale. I mean, we're coming off of Age of Ultron now, where some serious stuff went down. Cities are floating in the sky and everything. And this brought it really condensed. And Marvel movies are trying to be bigger and bigger and bigger now. So very appropriate for the character Ant-Man was to bring this to a smaller scale, and I love that about this movie because it actually created for a lot of comedic moments as well. The film is hilarious. really like the comedy of this movie. Michael Pena absolutely crushes it. There's some really funny dialogue with him. Paul Rudd was hilarious. Michael Douglas, has his quirks in there. He plays such kind of a straight, serious character, so when those comedic moments come out from him, I thought they delivered very well. And let's talk a little bit about Hank Pym and Scott Lang in here. So Michael Douglas, who plays Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, and then Paul Rudd playing Scott Lang, who takes over the mantle. Both of these two together, I thought, were perfect in the movie. It was really nice to see Michael Douglas have fun with the role. You could really tell he was enjoying himself in the movie. Paul Rudd is so likable. I really like Paul Rudd as an actor, and he's really good as Scott Lang and Ant-Man in this movie. Thing I really like too is I didn't know how much we were going to get on Michael Douglas in here, and I'm so glad they gave him a really big role in here. Him and Paul Rudd had a lot of screen time together, and those are some of my favorite parts of the movie because them two together, just beautiful on-screen chemistry, and I thought they worked really well together. Now, the way that this ties into the MCU, I was a little concerned with because it was a little weird how they tried tying it in, I guess. There's a lot of nods to it, and it flows perfectly with it, but since this is kind of the first character being introduced outside of what we've already been used to, I was like, how are they going to tie this in and make it fit? And, luckily, it fits in beautifully, like a hand in a glove, because Hank Pym's been around, he knows about all this stuff. There's a nice toss-back scene that kicks the movie off that's going to get a lot of people excited. I was really stoked how they handled the first couple minutes of this movie. So yeah, super cool with that. Nice cameo in the movie too. I thought that was a really nice added touch to everything. The action in the movie, really exciting as well. All the times that Paul Rudd shrinks down and we get to see him running with the ants and doing all this, it's something that could have been really corny. And I thought it was really exciting, it was fun. The action sequences have a lot of comedic value to them, not because it's intentionally trying to be funny, but you're taking, these big humans and bring them down to such a small scale to where, the action sequence when they're coming up in their mind is such a big thing, but when they show the segments of how it actually looks to, anybody just watching it from afar, it's naturally funny. So I thought they handled that really well in there. The first 20 minutes of the movie, it's a little jumbled. I wouldn't say that it was bad, but it took a little bit to kind of get the gears going. It was kind of bouncing around a little bit. It wasn't really feeling cohesive. But once it got going, everything meshed together really well for that. We got a new villain in here, obviously, Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket I thought was good. It's a very stereotypical type of villain. It kind of reminded me of the first Iron Man movie a little bit, where there's this tech that's being developed, somebody else takes over the company, they develop their tech, and then the guy's evil and just wants power, and it's kind of the same kind of thing as the first Iron Man movie. But just a very stereotypical villain. Did the role well, but something that you've seen 100 times in a film before. When he actually gets into the Yellow Jacket suit though, super cool. There's this one shot that I remember from in the trailer and just looked awesome in the movie too. When you first, first kind of see him and he's just kind of hunching over and there's the angle coming up. It's really cool and it looks awesome in the movie. But yeah, the battle sequence between them, really awesome in there, and just, again, such a small scale and just made for a lot of good comedic moments. One thing about Paul Rudd that I really liked in this movie, something else that's new to the cinematic universe, is he's a very likable character that you can relate to. Tony Stark has just got loads of money. Bruce Banner's hard to relate to because You know, he doesn't have much going for him. He's just kind of a loner and just the big Hulk. Thor is a freaking god. Captain America got a super serum, and you know, it's just this guy is more of a real person. He has a daughter in the movie. He has his, you know, ex-wife, and he's relatable. The guy's a crook, was sent to prison, you know, got out, wants to have a relationship with his kids. So I think a lot of people can relate to that on just, you know, a normal aspect, and a guy given a second chance at life. So very, very relatable character. I really like that as well. Credit sequences, no spoilers, but mid-credit and at the end of the movie, you know, at the end of all the credits there, a lot of people walked out on the mid-credit sequence right when it ended, and I was like, ah, you guys missed out, because the very, very ending, very, very juicy. Loved that. It was awesome. So Ant-Man's a lot of fun. I had a good time with the movie. Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas, you know, absolutely killed it. I think, you know, them two together were the most entertaining parts of the movie. Everything worked as far as the shrinking with Ant-Man and the action sequences. Nothing seemed corny. I'm really excited to see how they're going to tie this in, you know, with the Avengers and everything. They got their nods in there a little bit and stuff, but you know, bringing in this brand new character and, you know, just kind of seeing, I wish they would have displayed a hair more of what the strength of the Ant-Man suit can do, because it just doesn't seem like it's comparable to some of the other superheroes. So really excited to see how much more they're going to explore this character and see the different powers that he can have. But that's going to do it, guys. Had a lot of fun. Definitely go check it out. If you've seen Ant-Man, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about it. If you're new to the Nerf Herders channel, make sure you subscribe. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, keep on Nerf herding.